Today we're meeting two not very bright giants. The boy wants to fly that enormous RC plane, so he and his dad are taking it to the middle of the forest to take off.
Further and I would have collapsed.
It's not just the plane. This kid has a whole arsenal of war toys, including tanks and toy soldiers that move. Now all he needs are enemies to shoot at. His dad will go off somewhere else and leave him to do that on his own.
Colonel Alec, reporting for duty, sir. Yes, sir? Yes, sir. The general doesn't need to worry, sir. If Valco attacks, we'll attack right back. And we'll knock the spots off them.
Now, look, son. I don't want to spoil your day, but if that Valco kid does show up here, I want you to pack up all your things and refuse to play with him.
This Valco kid won't show up, but that won't stop our young colonel from battling him. His control box operates everything from the plane to the toy soldiers.
Forward march! Company halt! About face.
His dad told him to be careful with his toys because it'll be a long time before he can afford any replacements. I want to know how many second mortgages his dad had to take out to buy this stuff. And we think kids here are spoiled because they have a cell phone or a smart pad.
General, I must be Port. Valco, he has spies. Little ones. About the size of our soldiers.
And so it begins. This kid will decide the little people are advanced toys that belong to Valco, and he'll keep trying to fight a war with them. They try to explain that they're living beings, not toys, and the kid is amazed that Valco has toys that talk. There is no getting through to him. Depending on Fitzhugh is a bit like leaning on a broken reed, as my dad used to say.
Can you imagine that, General? That Valco kid, he's got everything. Those spies of his, they talk just like me.
Barry, are you all right? Barry.
As I said, this kid isn't too bright. It's not a very good episode. It's more frustrating than anything else. The acting is fine, the effects are good, it's just a poor story. While Betty tends to bury, Fitzhugh will show the other men where the kid is. Why, I don't know. The best thing to do is stay undercover until he goes home, but that's not the Steve Burton way.
But I tell you, plastic monsters. If they'll find us, they'll kill us all. Easy, Fitz.
We can't fight them with these. We couldn't even get past a bayonet.
I'll get something better from camp. Meantime, see if you can hold them back with these rocks.
What Steve has is a little flamethrower that Mark whipped up. He has Betty bring it to him. This may be a poor story, but at least for a change, everybody gets to participate in it. Soon enough, the plastic soldiers are puddles of glop. The colonel is very upset.
You think you won, Valco? Well, you haven't. I'm gonna get those soldiers of yours, and I'm gonna do to them what you've done to mine.
Everybody returns to the ship except Fitzhugh. He spotted some kind of fruit, it looks like a pear, and stopped to eat one. Relax, he just wants to slice it for you. It won't stop, so Fitzhugh gets an idea.
Company! Halt! Got you.
He was trying to talk to it. He knows it's mechanical and radio controlled. I don't even ask. The others are back at the ship, checking on Barry and reporting what they found.
Sounds like a motor of some kind.
It's headed this way. And fast.
Let's get back to the woods. Come on.
They link up with Fitzhugh just in time to see that, yes, it is a motor, and there's something attached to it.
Take cover.
That machine gun fires wooden bullets. If one hits one of the little people, it's kind of like the rubber bullets some cops use on protesters or the Israeli military use when they're hassling Palestinians. Nasty, lethal under the right conditions, but they can claim they were going for non-lethality. But unlike Earth devices, this thing never runs out of bullets. That leaves me wondering where it stores them. An endless supply of bullets doesn't help much when you can't drive worth Jack Dookie. Don't ask where the nurse came from. It doesn't matter because she doesn't do anything but walk into frame and walk out again.
What's that kid trying to do anyway?
He's playing war. He thinks we're toys.
Playing.
Yeah, Barry's right.
Oh, no, there's no use running. He knows we're here.
Maybe there's a chance they can talk some sense into him.
I could crush you by stepping on you, but I fight you as a soldier fights, with weapons of your own size. Do you hear me, Falco? I'm gonna win! I'm gonna win! You and your fancy toys, they will all be destroyed, and their flying ship as well.
Or maybe they'll just stand there like toys and say nothing. They follow him and try to talk to him, but the giants should be building their cars and planes out of whatever impossibly hard substance this kid's head is made of. They say they're not toys, and his answer is to send a tank after him. He's also seen the ship, so Steve says we need to camouflage it and then hide in the woods.
Ship.
It's right over the spaceship.
That's his aerial attack. He loads the plane with rocks and has it drop them. The tank comes in shooting what looks like basic sparkler material. The whole thing is ridiculous. Mark is using the machine gun on the Jeep to try and hit the tank's tires. That stopped it from advancing, but it didn't stop everything. Back at the control box, the kid is reporting to his general that he can't move the tank and he doesn't know why. He can't see it? What kind of commander lets his troops get out of his sight and tells them to fire blindly? The cannon doesn't operate on those batteries, so he'll have to break some stuff while Mark tries to turn the turret away from his people. They both succeed, but it's too late. Valerie sustained a pretty bad burn.
How do you feel?
Well, I'm alive, if that's what you mean.
Who's next? Let's go get that monster.
Monster? Mark, he's just a boy. He doesn't know what he's doing.
I had a friend once shot by a boy who didn't know what he was doing. After the shot, my friend was dead. Very dead.
So you disable his lethal toys. In particular, you slip over there and bust his remote control unit. That one control operates everything, so if you destroy it, you destroy the danger. And eventually they will think of that. Eventually, subject to the demands of the almighty runtime. The kid has a can of fuel for the plane. Mark wants to blow it up. Steve won't let him. Back to camouflaging the ship. Mark's solution is to attack the kid. Steve's solution is to hide and hope for the best. Steve is the boss.
I was talking to you as well as the others.
I may have spoken too soon.
Burton! Dan, Mr. Fitzhugh!
Barry goes after Mark. Steve and Dan go after both of them. Fitzhugh will take the girls back to the ship and keep them safe. And oddly enough, I can say that with a straight face. Fitz has actually grown a spine of sorts. We saw the way he jumped in when that soldier grabbed Barry, among other things. It's pretty clear that Steve has come to trust him to look after the women and not abandon them if things get hairy. We never test that idea, which is probably 1 point for Fitzhugh.
Mark, please don't!
Try a blindside punch, Mark. It worked on Steve.
That's what you get for trying to spy on me.
He has a model stockade, complete with real barbed wire and metal fencing. This guy wants his kid to grow up to be a sociopath.
Happy to report we've captured 2 of the enemy, General. They're in prison. What was that, General? Yes, sir. Later we'll take one of the prisoners apart. See what makes him talk and everything.
You can try, but I don't see you successfully reverse engineering one of them. He bombs their camp again, loads up the plane for another run, and gets it ready to go. Steve and the others grab it and chalk the wheels. Let's look inside and see if we can find a way to disable this thing.
Thing is well built. All the wires seem to be covered. Here, I found the wire down here. Take it. Didn't do any good. It's no good. Let's get some of these rocks out.
So what if they're covered? Steve has a pocket knife. Take it and start cutting things. Wires, control cables, anything. They need to learn to think more creatively. So much for the wheel chocks and everything else. They were on their way to the control box when they had that little encounter. Mark has been working on the bars of their cell. He kicked a bracing board loose from the wall to use as a pry bar. Why he didn't just kick a hole in the wall after that, I don't know. Again, these people don't think very creatively.
Stay here.
I want to go too.
I want you to stay here until I make sure we both can get away clean.
The others are here, but they need to be careful.
Don't touch the fence! It's electric.
Mark, what's the matter? Are you all right?
No, he's the reason they know the fence is electrified. He's having a little trouble getting his muscle control back. They'll need to short out the fence before they can make a hole in it, but while the kid is chasing the diversion Fitzhugh and Valerie are set to create, it should be doable.
Hey, can you hear me?
Steve!
We're waiting for Van. Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Here we are.
We're waiting, Steve!
Can you hear us?
Steve, here we are!
Here. Can you hear us?
A snip here and there with some bolt cutters and the prisoners are free. The kid only just realized he's been had, but now Dan is angry. He's going to knock out the fuel can and destroy the toys, and Steve can't stop him.
He's killed him!
He didn't learn a thing from Mark's impulsiveness. Neither did Betty.
Hey, stop!
Dan's alive, but he's hurt. Betty is determined to get through to this kid.
No! No! Please, can't you see? He's hurt!
about Dan is
I think I saw him move a little just now.
good.
Look, can't you see it's blood? Don't you understand? We're not toys.
She may not get enough of a chance because here comes Dad.
Alec?
My father.
Are you sure it isn't Valco in disguise?
Well, it happened, didn't it? Exactly what I warned you against. I warned you about that Valco boy. Now, where is he?
I don't know, Dad. I didn't see him.
Don't lie to me. It's bad enough that your toys were destroyed. I don't want lies besides.
But I didn't see him, Dad.
He explains about the little soldiers or whatever they were and how they destroyed his toys and he tried to stop them.
That's blood. Toys don't bleed.
Obviously, you haven't seen the commercials for that new line of action figures, including Gotshot Gus and Pulverized Pete.
Not even fancy toys like the Valco boy has.
I don't understand.
How big were they, son? The ones you shot at?
Uh-oh, he knows what they are. So far, he doesn't know the kid has two of them under that box, but I suspect that's about to change.
They weren't toys, son. They were little people.
Little people?
Yeah. And the government gives a big reward for everyone that's captured. Do you know that we could all be rich? Which way they go?
That way.
Suddenly, it's getting interesting. They're heading for Fitzhugh and Valerie, but they have lots of ways to hide. And the kid doesn't seem to be searching too hard.
Let go for him.
Yes. Come. There they are. Quick inside.
In good giant dimwit fashion, he'll poke at them with a stick, which of course has serious potential to kill them, and these clods never think of that. The tunnel is blocked by a pile of rocks. That's the bad news. The good news is our greedy idiot just knocked a bunch of them loose with his stick and opened a hole for the little people.
Can you walk?
Yeah, it's just a shoulder wound.
Let's hide him over there with Barry.
What about Val and Fitzhugh?
Steve has an idea. If Mark can give him manual control of the plane, he can fly it. And then what? Drop rocks on him? No, just threaten him with a really bad haircut. A few more passes keep him busy enough for Valerie and Fitzhugh to get out of the gopher hole and into the forest.
He's hit the plane.
He might have hit Steve. I can't see him.
He did, and Steve is unconscious. Good thing there are two ways to operate this plane. That's what Mark was on his way to do. But the kid has a much better handle on how to operate it. He keeps it steady until the pilot wakes up and brings the plane in for a safe landing.
I don't know where I'm ever going to scrape up the money to replace these toys, son.
That's all right, Dad. I don't think I want toys like these anymore.
When he realized he nearly did serious harm to living beings, he also realized how stupid war and war games are. Get him an erector set. Teach him to build his own toys. Better yet, get him a girder and panel building set. I loved mine. I could spend all day building houses for my dinosaurs. That way, when he gets good enough, he can become an architect. So if you don't like the nursing home he sticks you in when you're old, you can make him build you a better one. Gotta think long term on these things. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, please click the thumbs up. It really does help the channel. If you're not subscribed yet, the button looks something like this. So click it and join our little family. There's a bell there that may or may not actually work to give you notifications when we post something, but it can't hurt to click it just in case. Again, thank you for watching. and I'll see you next time. It's not just the real barbed wire and why he doesn't. Why he doesn't.